Hi, I'm Exo. Today's video is a bit of a double feature. To start, we're going to talk about the eXoDOS version 6 cover. Let me go ahead and pull that up here. Let's see. There we go. Here we go. Why are we talking about the cover? Because I suspect it's going to confuse a few people. eXoDOS version 4's cover was inspired by Doom, the standard Doom cover, but we changed redrew the whole logo, eXoDOS in the Doom font with the cool kind of biomech style. And then eXoDOS version 5, the base image was from The Secret of Monkey Island. However, we had gone in, or I had gone in, and edited all kinds of Easter eggs from other adventure games into it. The pirate ship is now Leisure Suit Larry's cruise ship from Larry 7. The two cannibals on the side, one of them was the face from Darkseed, the H.R. Giger game, and the other one was the evil clown from Toonstruck. And so I had a lot of fun editing the cover to be more of a homage to a bunch of DOS adventure games. For version 6, I couldn't figure out for the longest time how to even begin. And when I found this cover, I knew I had something. Now, the original cover is for a game called A Mind Forever Voyaging. And that's right here. You can see we have our protagonist in the middle here. And we have these scenes around him to depict ideas. Now, this game was a text adventure from Infocom. It had no graphics in it whatsoever. So what you get here on the cover and the stuff that was packed in with the game is about all you get to go on in terms of creating an atmosphere for this game beyond just what the text describes. So when I saw this cover, I thought to myself, you have these 5 little panels here inside, and each one could be a reference to a different genre or type of game. And so I started building the panels, and I left the guy in the middle alone for a long time. So we have eXoDOS 6, Forever Voyaging. I figured that was fitting, considering it never seems to end. And ultimately, I believe at last count, there were 30 Easter eggs in the cover. So I added references to 30 different games in these panels here. Now, I won't spoil them all at this point. They're something you can look for yourself, or you can, if you order the box, you got a nice high-res copy of the box. This will be the cover. At that point, though, I still had this random guy in the middle, and I knew people were going to ask, why, who's this? So I had to think, what would I put there instead? And there was a lot of different ideas thrown around, including putting myself in the middle, but that felt about as egotistical as possible. But at the end of the day, we decided to go with Peter Molyneux. Why? Because he's a character around my Discord. Peter is a hype man. Peter is a talker. Using Peter's own words, Peter is a dreamer. Peter gets upset when people take his dreaming and they try to hold him accountable for it and suggest that all the crazy features he said would be in some game or another game, well, they expect them to be there because he said they would be there. And his defense is, I was dreaming at the time. I was just excited. I was thinking of possibilities. And I can sympathize. I mean, I get excited over my projects too. The problem is, the time for hyping and blue skying is at the beginning of the project, when you're still outlining the game. Not when you are 8 months to a year deep and you're a few months away from release and you're talking to magazines and websites to promote your game. That's a bad time to start making up features that are not really there. Just ask Sean Murray from No Man's Sky. He learned that one the hard way. Now, and the sad thing is, from what I understand, No Man's Sky is an amazing game today. They went through and lived up to all those promises that they had originally made, and I guess more. But that's not what people will remember. What they remember is a game that was nothing like what it was advertised at release. And to Sean's credit, and everyone else at Hello Games, at least they followed through and spent a lot of time and a lot of work building the game they had initially promised. Peter doesn't do that. Peter walks away. Peter releases a game and he is done. Gone, out, ad finito, farewell. He never goes back and tries to add the features he said would have been in the game. He immediately moves on to the next project and he starts dreaming again. And so, it seemed fitting to have Peter in the middle of our Forever Voyaging cover, but to make it clear that this was not... Peter is a divisive figure in my mind. I mean, some of my favorite games for DOS are Bullfrog games. I think that some of them have amazing premises, but they rarely live up to what they could have been. Dungeon Keeper is in my top 5 of all time, and there are days when it is my favorite DOS game ever. And yet, it's a very broken game at times. There are bonus levels that don't work. There is a level in the main game that's, as far as I can tell, impossible to beat without cheating. They messed up the order of the levels. They messed up the intros. There's epilogues and prologues where, like, you know, you hear the really cool voice telling you, Smiles Keep, a town of happiness, whatever. But they take Smiles Keep and they put it at the beginning of Bright End, or whatever. They get them backwards. They switch them around. And this goes back to the fact that Bullfrog was never known for their QC testing. They would build a game, they would get it running, and they would release it. That's why Syndicate had no multiplayer at release, even though it was heavily touted as being, not only a multiplayer game, but, like, that was the best part of the game. They would talk in interviews about how they stayed up all night playing multiplayer Syndicate matches. And yet the game came out and that was nowhere to be seen. Now, they did go at it later with American Revolt, but that brings up a second topic, which is they often released DLC that were very expensive packs that didn't add a lot to the game. They would add a few maps. I think the Syndicate one was the only one that added, like, actual new gameplay by adding multiplayer. So to commemorate all of Peter's dreaming and lies, you will see he's crying. And he's crying because he will forever voyage. He will forever dream. And he will never... it'll never end for him. So, that's why Peter Molyneux is in the middle of the cover. It's kind of a long-standing joke with the... with my Discord server. He's someone that I find equally impressive and annoying and divisive all at once. There's other rock stars of the DOS game era, like John Romero, but he gets a lot of recognition. Everyone knows who John Romero is. I think it's funny that after putting Peter on my cover, the number one question I got was, who's that old man in the middle? So, he's clearly not a recognizable person, at least from his face. I will leave it to you guys to discuss what Easter eggs are there. You're welcome to pop in Discord and ask me about them, or to post your guesses. There are 30 of them on there, so I encourage people to give it a look over and see what they can come up with. Now, that's not enough for one video, so I thought we would do 2 things in this video, and the second one is going over to eXoDOS and talking about a really cool live service that we have. Now, we didn't get it running again. Other people got it running, but we have included it for you to enjoy. Back in the day, Ken Williams over at Sierra Online was a dreamer. He got a lot of ideas way before they were acceptable. The idea of software as a service, yearly updates to basic things. They weren't really popular ideas when he was trying to pull these things off in 96, 97, but 10 years later, that's kind of how the industry was going. Now, believe me, nobody to me is infallible. Ken Williams had some really great ideas, and he was a pretty solid businessman, but he missed out on a lot of ideas too. I would say he killed Sierra himself because of his desire to be more than a gaming company. He wanted to be the next Bill Gates, and you don't have to take my word for it. He said it himself in an interview on AOL back in the day when he was interviewed. I can't remember who interviewed him. I think it might have just been AOL interviewed him. But he basically said, I want to be Bill Gates. I want to be, he wanted to sell productivity software. He wanted to sell games. He wanted to sell internet service to you. And if you went back to the days of dial-up modems, you had bulletin board systems. And then there was eventually this weird in-between area of you had a bulletin board here and you had an ISP that let you get on the general internet over here. And in between those two things were these paid services like CompuServe, Prodigy. But one of the more interesting ones, at least to me at that age, was the Sierra Network. Now, the Sierra Network was like a online bulletin board you could dial into. But there were games you could play with other people. There was a lot of people online at one time instead of just a handful. Because your typical bulletin board was limited to how many members could be online at the same time by how many phone lines they had. Now, some of the really, really big ones had like 10 lines, and maybe even 15 lines, but these also had membership fees because it wasn't cheap to have 15 lines in your phone house. So, 15 phone lines in your house? So they had to make that money somewhere, and it came from subscription fees to join the BBS. Sierra was no different. You had to pay to be on their network, and the pricing was insane at times. It's been too long since I've read the pricing. I do know that if you were on it for any significant amount of time, you could easily have a multi-$100 phone bill in the month. And it was not uncommon for some people to ring up $1,000 phone bills at the end of the month because you were charged by how many minutes you were on their system. Almost like dialing into a 1-900 number. Eventually they moved over to a service where you could buy hours. And then I think they even got to a point where you could buy unlimited. But by the time they moved to these services where they started getting remotely affordable, there were much better things out there already. People had moved on. But did you know that you can come to the Sierra network? You can start it in eXoDOS. We're going to go ahead and go with MT32, because why not? I love just demoing it. It's such an amazing sounding card. And here we are in the 1995 incarnation of it. Still has the AT&T logo. They could not sell this fast enough. It was a huge loss leader for them. Now, I've already created a character here. We've got Exo the cowboy. He's got his, my beard's getting white as I get older, so he's got his little white mustache. And we are going to hit play. And it's actually logging in to a server. Ooh, what is my password? No, it's not that. This is going to have to be edited because I have no idea. Wait, did I get it? I thought I was going to have to sit here and just try a bunch of different passwords. But I think I got it. Yep, modem connect. Net connect. No editing required. Got it on my second try. It even loads up a map based on what season it is. So we've got the winter map going here. And you've got... So, in-barn is what they call this. They launched it back in 2019. There were 2 or 3... I'm going to pull my mic up here just in case the sound is too loud. I've had a problem with my mixing in the past. There have been at least 1 or 2 other attempts to recreate this in the past, but both times the server went down. These guys have been up since 2019, which is awesome. So from here, we can go over to... let's see here. We have Sierra Land. You got Looney Lane, Dogfight Downs, Wacky Way, and the Aerodrome. Back here, you've got Medieval Land. That's where your RPGs are, like Shadows of Iserbius and what's the other one? Runes of Caldor and Fates of Twinion. These were RPG games that you could play online with other people. They were massively multiplayer MMORPGs. You've got the Arena. This one had your fighting games. You could play Red Baron here. You could dueling, dogfighting. In the Casino Land, this was for adults. We're going to go ahead and head over there because it makes me laugh. Let's go to, High Roller sounds good. Adults only. But it's not. Anything goes. So, this was kind of their, Leisure Suit Larry area. It had casino games, fake gambling, but it also kind of had their personal section where you could go and meet people. And there are more than 1 or 2 stories. There's probably a couple dozen that I've seen online. People met in the ImagiNation network and ended up getting married later. Here, I've ditched the cowboy hat. Now I've got my beard and my hair. Look at that. That looks good. And if we pick play and we go into Casino Land, we can pick blackjack, roulette, poker, or slots. Let's see blackjack. Let's see what happens there. Now, I don't think anyone else is playing right now. And that's kind of the sad thing about this is they do have meetups sometimes. There is a Facebook page for the N Barn. and they will schedule, big meetups on here. And when they come in, you can chat, you can talk to people. There's no one to look at right now, and there was no one to talk to. So we're gonna let's go to the mailroom. See if there's any mail. You've got mail. Post office is closed, man. They have not brought every feature back. It's mainly the gaming, if I remember correctly. Let's go. The blood bank. What's the blood bank? Oh, you get extra money for sucking at the game. That's funny. You go give blood to get more money. Let's go over. Introduction. See, that would be the personal section, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, it really was. Personal ads can help you meet people in ImagiNation that share your imagination, even if they're not online. Let's agree. They could not verify the mailbox because it's closed. Cannot post an ad. Can't meet the love of my life on here. Oh boy. Alright, let's go back to the map. I really appreciate when fans put together things like this and they bring back services from the dead. There's more than one game in eXoDOS that was based around the idea of a live service, and now they're no longer playable. Modem Wars might be one of them, I think. There was also one with mechs that it was an online-only mech game. And we've got it in eXoDOS so that you can load it up and see the intro screen, but because there's no service to connect to, you can't do anything with it. I bet the shop doesn't work, but let's go look. After I finish this video, dang it. I'm gonna go on YouTube after this, and I'm gonna look up the ImagiNation Mall. I really want to see what kind of stuff they used to have for sale in here. Is it just Sierra Games? Could you mail order them? Was it more like the catalog, Sharper Image or something? Was there, I've got to know. What do they used to sell at the shop mall? There's the clubhouse. Let's go in there. Singles Club, huh? Let's go to Tech Tower. And you have to make a character for almost every frickin' area. It gets so annoying. Checkers. Yeah, sure. There's no one going to be here. That's the worst part about this demo. Nobody's here. So maybe what we need to do is schedule a meetup from eXoDOS and get everyone to come on here. And we can we'll take over the in-barn. Let's see. Let's go. I want to check out one more place here. We're going to go over to Looney Land. This was the kids section. Or Looney Lane. Of course, that meant I had to make another avatar for this area too. Luckily, I did all this ahead of time. That way I wouldn't have to make them all while I was making the video. There we go. I got my Indiana Jones jacket on. Yeah, boogers. I can play boogers. I don't know what that is. Red Bear Minigolf. All these games sound cool. What's graffiti? What's 3D golf? I'll play any of them, man. Now, I think you actually had to own some of these games. Like Red Baron, I think, required you to have Red Baron installed on your computer. Y'all feel free to correct me. I never had ImagiNation Network growing up. I was a poor kid. I logged into free bulletin board systems, and I played Legend of the Red Dragon, and Overlord, I think, was one of them. There was Barren Realms Elite and Solar Realms Elite. God, I love those. They were all door games. They were all text-based door games. You were lucky if they had ANSI artwork. So the idea of a point-and-click interface? Nope, that was too fancy for me back then. Fortunately, there's nothing going on today when I logged in. I should have had a few of my staff members waiting for me so I could demonstrate what it looks like when someone else is here. I believe if someone's around, and I'm having to guess because, again, I've never had this back in the day when it really worked. But I believe if you go to, no, not there. If you look at yeah, it shows, is there someone here in Wacky Way? There's a little mark right there. Let's go look over there. Is there one person logged in right now? Did we find them? Are they my match? Did I find love online? in wacky way? I hope not. This is supposed to be the kids section. Something makes me laugh about the whole. I think it's so cool that people met each other on here. That's crazy. All right. Where is this person? Oh, you know what? I should have picked every game because I don't know, like... It's a FEXT. There is someone here. Let's look at FEXT. Is it? There he is! Look at that! Hi, FEXT. Let's invite FEXT to a round of Minigolf. Is it working? I've honestly never played a game in here before. Wow. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh. Aim. Alright. Oh no. My phone's ringing. FEXT, I don't know what to do. I'm live. I'm making a video. Got Wizards and Warriors buzzing in my pocket. I don't know how to... Oh. Aim for this. Yeah, okay. Well, how do I hit the ball? Oh. Book. Oh no! I suck! At least I know how to hit now. So I need to, like, go at an angle. Pow! Yeah, get over there! Alright. This is kind of hard. Oh, you only have a few angles to work from. Boop. That was unproductive. Wow, alright, well, let's try this. Oh my, what is going on here? So am I not playing live with him? Does it just like count up our strokes when we're done? Oh. My goodness, this is a hard first hole. I'm further back than I was. How is this a par 3? Oh my goodness. Get over there. Alright. If I go at this angle, I'm gonna... Oof, maybe this angle. Bonk. Oh no. I'm really good at not getting anywhere in this game. Okay. Okay, now we're getting over here. Let's go here. Bink. 10 strokes. I suck. Where's Fence? What was that guy's name? I don't remember his name anymore. Where'd he go? Am I playing by myself? What happens if I just whack the crap out of this thing? Oh, weird. The way it calculates up and down hill is so strange. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna try just going to town this way. Bonk. Whee! Oh! Alright, come on. Let's just get one ball in the hole before I give up on this. Yow! I missed! Man, this is unforgiving. They did not... And you were paying like a lot of money per hour to do this stuff. Get in there! Go to your home! I wish Fent was here. Options. Show names? FEXT, that was his name. Let's try something here. Show names. FEXT. Chat. Are you real life? What does a wacky waving hand do? Let's see here. We're going to come down at this angle. Whack the crap out of it. Totally missed the hand. I wonder what the hand does. I wanted to know what the hand... You know what? We're going to the hand. We're going to find out what it does. Oh! Try to grab me! Sticky fingers. Alright, what are you going to do, hand? Really? That was a waste. I'm disappointed in you, hand. Oh my goodness. If I hadn't gone to screw with the hand, I could have gotten like 2. Man. Alright, anyway. This is Sierra Network. FEXT is on vacation. I don't know what he's doing. We're going to go ahead and leave this game. FEXT, all the best to you. I hope you have a wonderful day. We are going to go ahead and quit. Let's see. We're going to go to the map, I think. Can you quit from the map, or do I just kill this thing? I kind of want to log off like I would have back in the day. You wouldn't just turn your computer off while you had your modem connected. That's a bad protocol. I like how there's a ton of music on the menu, but Minigolf, dead quiet. The arena, exit. Goodbye, ImagiNation. 13 minutes. That would have cost me like 30 bucks back in the day. Now, I try to go over all the features every time I do a video. If I was to uninstall the Sierra Network, it will say, do you want to back up my saves? And I'm going to say yes, because all those characters I made, I don't want to make them again. It takes forever. So boom, I back it up. Next time I install the game, I will have all my characters ready to go. Not that you have to uninstall it every time, but don't forget to back up your stuff if you uninstall it. Thank you for joining me today while we talked about the eXoDOS version 6 cover. All the amazing reasons Peter Molyneux is on the cover. And we explored a little bit of the Sierra ImagiNation network. Until next time.